Ayy, poppin' like I'm supposed to. Watch out for the people that ain't close to. Speak a little something you could toast to. I ain't tryna hear about what you won't do. Moving like I'm into. Hit the ground running like the rent do. Speak a little something that you're into. I ain't tryna hear about what you been through. Like hold up, say what's the hold up. I got the pack, who got the roll up? I'm tryna pull up. It seem like every time I show up, it gotta go up. See the drip, they see the glow up. Oh now they know us. See it's funny how my pockets out of shape, but I fit for the flex. Clear the phone call, hit my chick with a text. Parlay through the bird with my drip from the jets. Save a couple hundred by your with the rest. I prefer my reefer with Henny and Coke. Please don't be stingy, got plenty to smoke. Show up and act up and back to the crib. I do not stun, I just rap what I live. Seem like they doing the most for the clout. Did what I said so they know what I'm about. Show up and act up and back to the crib. I do not stun, I just rap what I live. Ay.
What's up, good people? Let me know that you can hear me in the chat by typing my truth. My truth, if you can hear me in the chat. Happy Friday to everyone. TGIF, we have made it. And part of my truth is I almost did not make it. I'm like, I already took like, what was it, 2.5, 3 weeks off again. So I did not allow all of the forces working against me today to stop us from spending some time together. Tonight, the plan is more of an informal live stream. I don't have a whole full lineup of topics. I don't have a whole bunch of videos and images and all that stuff like I normally would have. Today just was not a day for me to be able to pull all of that together. And then I had some tech issues, et cetera, et cetera. But we're here. And that's what's most important. Thank you to everyone letting me know that you can hear me. Shout out to our channel members, Marianne, Precious G, Madam X, Rachel, I should say, Grown Woman, Don't Try Me, Trey Keisha, Deshaun, Maddie's Mama, his MJ, and everyone else letting me know that you can hear me. I greatly appreciate that. Also, if you haven't as of yet, please hit that like button and share this video to help this platform grow. It is free to you, but it is invaluable to me and the growth of this platform. Welcome again to our Facebook Veeple. We have missed you. I was in Facebook jail for, it was supposed to be 3 days. It turned out to be over a month. And then you were also in jail. You couldn't visit me. That's why you got to come over here and make sure you're connected to me on YouTube and all of my other platforms. Let me share that in the chat. I keep forgetting it. I haven't done this in the past couple lives. But what I'm putting in the chat right now, the live chat, is my Linktree link. If you click on this link, it literally shows you every platform that I am on. And you can just go directly to it and make sure you're logged in, etc., signed up and following me, because I've had people during that period on Facebook. I could see your messages. I couldn't reply to them. And it's people were saying, where you at, Vell? And Vell ain't doing nothing. It's like, Vell been on YouTube. But anyway, tonight, what we're going to do, I'm still going to do the missing person segment. I did originally tell you guys earlier this week we were going to kind of do the deep dive on Darius Crooks. I have done some preliminary research. I started pulling some things. I have missed a ton. I missed a lot. And I just did not have the bandwidth today to get it all done. So I'm going to push that into next week. However, I got a couple little things that I thought were just funny. A couple of the situations connected to what's happening. But other than that, just general topics. And if you have any questions or anything, what was that, Chris? Winning Walk With Me, Christina. Facebook jail, really? Yes. I got put in Facebook jail. I know how to clap back. And I did, and somebody set me up. And so it won't happen no more. People just getting blocked. That's my new rule. You do something offensive, I'm not going to even give you the energy back. even though I know I could read you for filth. I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to block you. Block or delete, which I've already been doing. So, yeah, because otherwise then I'm the one that gets, penalized. Well, we as a community get penalized because the whole, thing gets shut down. So, which is what happened. They got me, though. They got me. Lesson learned. Lesson learned. We live and we grow. Usually I'm able to clap back. They cry a little bit and they run away and I don't come back. Okay, going to our first segment of the day, our missing persons segment. We have a few, I think we have four. What we got? 4, 5, 4, 5, 5, 4, 5. Starting out with Darrell Ray Johnson. Let me quit playing with these glasses. When I'm gonna stop acting like I can see without them. Darrell Ray Johnson. He's been missing since June the 29th of 2024. He is 67 years old from Concocus Dam. What the hell what's in NM? North what? What's NM? What state is NM? The hell? Oh, New Mexico. Okay, New Mexico. He's from Concocus Dam, New Mexico. He was last seen around 12:30 a.m. at the Concocus Lake State Park. He reportedly traveled with his friend and her daughter on June 27th of 2024 from Phoenix, Arizona to New Mexico for a birthday celebration. It was reported that Darrell disappeared after requesting a flashlight from a neighboring campsite around 12:30 a.m. and has not been seen since. Oh, no. If you have any information on Mr. Johnson, you can reach out to the New Mexico State Police at area code 575-461-3300. And thoughts and prayers for sure. That's sad. I hope it wasn't no foul play. I don't like to make no assumptions here. Then we have Miss Myrtle Polk. This is out of Dallas. She's been missing since June the 10th of 2024. She is 88 years old. She's medium complexion, 5 feet 2 inches tall, 120 pounds. Her hair is white. They didn't even say gray. It's white. It does look white in that picture, though. And she has short length hair, so I'm assuming it looks like it looks in this photo. And she has brown colored eyes. Says Myrtle was last seen on June the 10th of 2024 in the 1100 block of Indian Creek Trail. Circumstances regarding her disappearance, according to the family, Myrtle drives a 2005 Lexus ES 330. Her license plate is BCJ K204, which is also missing. If you have any information on that, you can contact the Dallas Police Department at area code 214-671-3001. Then we have some missing young people. We have Carson Ariel McCarty and McCarthy. What am I saying? The Will County Sheriff's Office and the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children are asking for the public's help in locating 16-year-old juvenile Carson Ariel. Was last seen on January 20th of 2024. Wow, that was a long time ago. In the 1600 block of Washington Street in Joliet, Illinois. She was last seen wearing a white coat, blue jeans, black boots, and a green backpack. If you have any information on her whereabouts, please contact the Will County Sheriff's Office at area code 815-727-8575. And then they have a case number here as well. I'll just read it just in case some people are listening. Case number 24-0000-566. And we have another missing young lady. This is Brianna Williams Simmons. The Bern Police Department is asking for the public's help in locating a missing 15-year-old juvenile, Brianna Williams Simmons, who was last seen in the area of Darth Avenue in New Bern, North Carolina on July the 1st of 2024 at approximately 4 p.m. Her clothing description is unknown at this time. If anyone has seen Brianna, please notify the New Bern Police Department by calling area code 252-633-2020. Then we have, this is a more unique situation. This is not a missing person. This particular case is an unidentified lady, and I just ran into this on Twitter before we got on. This is in Baltimore County. The police is asking for the public's assistance in identifying a nonverbal person who was found in the White Marsh area. Anyone who can assist with identifying this young lady is asked to call 911 if you're in Baltimore, or the Marsh precinct at area code 410-887-5000. So thankfully, this young woman has been found. We hope that her family can be located as well. And thoughts and prayers out to all of our missing people and their families, and those that we report on and those that we don't. Moving on to a story. Now, this is where today took a turn. My plan was to really do in-depth stories on these following stories. I will double back to them, but I still wanted to just mention them in public, just so everyone is aware. And these are some interesting stories. One is of Taylor Casey, who is a woman out of Chicago who traveled to the Bahamas. And unfortunately, she is now missing. And I'll just read a part of this article. It says, the family of a Chicago woman who went missing in the Bahamas last month is frustrated with how the investigation has been handled by the island local police and the U.S. authorities, and they want the U.S. authorities to intervene. Casey is 42 and was last seen on June 19th in Paradise Islands, Bahamas, at the Shivananda Ashram Yoga Retreat. Casey's family and friends have been searching for her and want the American public, law enforcement, and elected officials to put more pressure on the Royal Bahamas Police Force and the island officials to devote more resources to finding her. Her loved ones are worried about worry that the island authorities aren't working to find her because Casey is a Black transgender woman. Her mother stated in an interview. That part for me is literally, now I've been hearing about this story all week. And today, when I just pulled up this article for the sake of kind of giving us an overview, was the first time I ever heard anyone say that she was transgender, which I found to be interesting, but also it kind of made me feel good that they didn't make that a thing. Cause I'm like, I've seen a lot of coverage on her. I have all kind of clips that I was having a problem pulling up for y'all today. And none of them mentioned that. So, because that's not important to the case. So the story goes that Taylor Casey traveled to the Bahamas for a yoga retreat kind of class. She has been in yoga for like over 15 years. And she was traveling there she's traveled a lot. She was just in the Bahamas, they said, like even earlier this year. She went back for this particular class because she's working on being a yoga instructor. And she was with a group. She traveled there from Chicago to the Bahamas with a group of people. They just weren't necessarily friends and family. They were other people, yoga enthusiasts. They happened to be staying. I didn't quite understand this piece, and I haven't dug deep enough yet, but they were staying in tents, like outdoor tents, but yet they're calling it a resort. So that part I wasn't clear on. But she had her own tent. And everything seemed fine. She talked to her family, I think the day before she went missing. And all of a sudden, within 24 hours later, she's getting a call from the coordinators of the retreat asking if she had talked to or seen, asking the mom if she had talked to or seen her daughter. And she's like, no. And so then she was declared missing. Her niece did an interview where she said she had the iPhone finder for her aunt. So she was able to see that, to track her aunt's phone. And it showed that her aunt's phone had pinged the night before in the ocean. And so they were able to recover the aunt's phone, Taylor's phone, and it was in the ocean. But the authorities are holding the phone. The family's kind of like, we want the phone so that we can, see what's going on. But these are the pieces of the story where the family is saying they're not cooperating with us. They're not really helping us, et cetera, et cetera. So they also said the mom and and some of Taylor's friends went to the Bahamas from Chicago, and they went there to try to look for her themselves. They talked to the staff at the resort, and they tried to talk to the other guests. Well, they said that the resort was asking them not to talk to anyone because they didn't want them scaring them, et cetera, et cetera. And they said the few people that they were able to talk to were all seemed like they had been coached on what to say and what not to say. And so they feel like there's, something like a cover up or something happening with this. So unfortunately, Taylor is still missing. The family hasn't gotten, any real movement on this. And at this point, they're just trying to make this, bring this to the public's eye so that hopefully the public pressure from America will cause the Bahama authorities to actually do something about this. The other thing in one of the news clips I was watching is that they said just weeks before, a 17-year-old, I think they said 17-year-old young lady went missing. And then I don't know about that story yet, and they asked the Bahama authorities if the two cases are related, and they're saying, no, they don't think they're related, et cetera. Oh, another thing about this story was one witness did tell the family that one day, like during that time they were there, when they were on the beach, I guess doing yoga, they said there were a group of guys, I think they said like 3 or 4 guys walking through the beach, like just walking past it, the resort area on the beach. And they were all dressed in black, and one had a walkie-talkie, and they didn't recognize the guys. But that was like the day before or something, they said. So unfortunately, yeah, we don't know what's going on with that, but hopefully the public attention will have the Bahama, because, they will be afraid of, it putting a damper on tourism. And there's already, from what I heard, a travel advisory warning about Americans traveling to the Bahamas. So if you have any plans of going to the Bahamas, keep this in mind. Stay in groups. It used to be stay at a resort and don't really venture outside of the resort. It ain't even safe on the resorts now. You have the criminals coming on there doing stuff to people. People coming up, unalived and stuff, and you just never know. Says their police department sucks big time. Yeah, they did a whole press conference, and the chief was like, we will not stop until, we do this. We will not forget this story, that kind of thing. But it seemed very put on for me. Says, I've been hearing about this story, and this is my first time learning that she's trans. Yes, this same for me, Socksnob. This in this article, I didn't share it on the screen for y'all, but this is from the Block Club Chicago. So I'll just share it so some of y'all can see. Some of y'all like to read, and it's a way longer article than what I just read. But just today is my truth. My truth is I don't always have the energy to do all the stuff that I normally do, which is why y'all don't see me on this YouTube sites for weeks at a time. And so tonight I'm treating it more like I do when we're on Patreon, which is why they see me more often than y'all. Oh, what was I trying to take the comment down? But yes, it's from. Can you see that? Oh yeah, you can. Yeah, Block Club Chicago is where I got this article from. I'll put the link in the chat for y'all too. So it's a longer, interesting article. So you can check it out if you're interested. But for me, that was like progress. That it didn't become a salacious story like Black trans woman missing in Bahamas, you know, that kind of stuff. Or people treating it. Well, that was one thing, is the family is saying that possibly the Bahama authorities don't care as much about this case because she's a trans woman. But I do like the fact that they did not, from the American perspective in American media, I have not seen that be made an issue. The mother also wants American authorities to get involved because she's a transgender woman and Black. Yes. I think I read that. I think I did. But yeah, so that's one of the stories. I do want to do a little deeper dive on it. I'm going to be moving towards, you know, a few more, I should say, pre-recorded videos, and, you know, kind of doing the more highly produced content I used to do a little whiles back. So this will likely be one of those stories. I actually got a couple that I'm very interested in doing that with. Yes, we pray that that they find her and that this helps the family bring more attention and light to it. Then we have here it is. Then we have a unfortunate story out of New York. I'm wondering if any of you have heard this story of a young lady who, hold on, I'm jumping on my screen. Yazmeen Williams, who unfortunately was found unalive in New York City. She was wrapped in a sleeping bag and thrown out with the New York City trash, literally on the street, on the sidewalk, because y'all know y'all ain't got no totes or no alleys like we do here in Chicago. But she was thrown. Her body was just found in a black sleeping bag, wrapped and thrown out like the trash. I'll read part of this article. It says a man previously arrested for the. You know what? I'm gonna play this instead. Yeah, I'm gonna have to. You see, I should be able to play this so y'all can hear it. Oh yeah, this should work. Let me play this news clip for y'all. Let me know if there's an issue with the sound. Hopefully not.
A Westchester family is in mourning after a car hit and killed a 3-year-old girl in Harlem.
She was crossing 135th Street at Lenox Avenue when she was hit last night. The driver got out of the car.
They played a story after it.
The east side of Manhattan, after a woman's body is found inside a sleeping bag. New York's Tracy Tran has the latest on this case. And Tracy, the community reaction that happened as the suspect was taken.
We saw grief boiling over yesterday as family and friends of Yazmeen Williams actually caught a sight of someone who they thought was a suspect in this case. They quickly surrounded that person, and then police had to be called. That's the angry crowd that surrounded a man on a stretcher yesterday who was taken into police custody via an ambulance. But so far, according to the NYPD, that particular person has not been charged with the 31-year-old's murder. Now, officers, paramedics, they really struggled to try and contain that crowd until that person was taken to a local hospital. And detectives told me over the phone that 55-year-old was actually taken into custody for a dispute in that area. And we do know the decomposing body of Yazmeen Williams was found in a pile of trash last Friday, wrapped in a sleeping bag. Her death was ruled a homicide just days later after a gunshot wound to her head was discovered.
It was just angry, you know. He took a young, beautiful girl, snuffed her out, took her life away from her, threw my daughter in a garbage bag.
Now, authorities say surveillance video appears to show a man in a motorized wheelchair dumping that body on the corner of East 27th near 3rd Avenue last Friday. And again, even though we saw someone being taken into police custody surrounded by that angry crowd, detectives tell me over the phone that that person, or no one else for that matter, has been charged with the murder of Yazmeen Williams. But as we bring it back live, of course, anyone with any information on this is asked to contact the NYPD immediately as this investigation continues.
The man that they were hauling out on the stretcher was an associate of hers on some level. That part I haven't dug deep to get clarity on. But Yazmeen did know that man. He actually was wheelchair bound. And the crowd, I have video of it, but I can't share that stuff on YouTube. Like they demonetize and they strike your videos and all kind of craziness. So on our Patreon is where I share these stories or clips, parts of these stories that are a little bit more considered a little too gruesome or too explicit. That was the word I was looking for. Too explicit for YouTube and these other platforms. So definitely consider joining our Patreon, and you can join for free, and you'll see some of that stuff. But if you want access to our exclusive unfiltered lives and other content, then you can join us for as little as $5 a month. But I just put that in the chat. So anyway, if you want to see the clip of the more not blurred out, you get to see his face clip and get to see a couple blows make contact. Oh, I'm getting an error from Facebook. I'm like, are they kicking me out again? Have I been arrested again on Facebook? Oh Lord, I might be detained. But if you want to see that, it is I do have those clips. But they were getting their hits in. Unfortunately, I felt sorry for the police and the ETM because they was getting a couple people reaching over them to punch the man. What I was confused by was it looks like he lives in a we call them CHA buildings here, but like the projects basically. So it's like a big, or maybe a senior building or something. So it's like obviously it looked like a big building, and it was like a crowd of, I don't know, it looked like 30 or 50 people standing outside the building, but you could see into the vestibule where they had brought him down on an elevator and they're, wheeling him out. And I'm like, you see just a handful of cops. I'm like, there's a mob outside. And he guilty. Have at it. But I was concerned. I'm like, they couldn't have thought they was going to be able to wheel that man safely through that crowd. And they got it there. People was falling on the iron fences and all kind of stuff. But come to find out, he is now officially charged with it. Unfortunately, she had again, it's YouTube, but an injury to her head with a firearm, I guess. I don't even know if I can say that word. But anyway, they ended up, there's actually footage. I have this too. There's footage of him in the wheel. The reason they knew it was him was because they surveillance cameras on that block caught him in his motorized wheelchair, pulling her body bag, pulling her wrapped in the sleeping bag on a dolly, one of those flat dollies, and he wheeled her to that spot and dumped her body, and then wheeled himself back. I'm like, that is crazy. So, absolutely insane. Glad they called him right away, but it's absolutely insane story. And the fact that he knew her and to take her life out like that. And from what they were saying, knew her for years. He was using that wheelchair for nefarious purposes. Yeah. They'll get him in prison. There is nothing in the world she could have done to deserve that. Yeah. And it seemed like they were saying, she's a caring, helpful person. So I don't know. Again, I'll dig deeper and, cover it at some point to give more insight. But this kind of the surface level stuff that I knew about it. So thoughts and prayers out to her mom, family and friends, the community, because you saw that the community was very passionate about that, about her and that whole situation. Right. Shows you that a wheelchair don't stop nothing. He surely did. I mean, literally committed a crime and got rid of the body with a wheelchair. And then the thing is, if he live in a building, like how he will, I mean, he didn't got her all the way through the building and everything and down the street. People are crazy. I think I'm going to stay sick, right? That's diabolical, right? I think she was trying to help him out and got caught in his drug mess. Interesting. I could see something like that because based on the few clips that I was seeing about her, it was like people were describing her as helpful. She had just graduated college. She had just started a new job, like I think that a week before or something. So she was, you know, living a productive life and, you know, doing some great things and trying to be a helpful, productive community member. And he took advantage of that. Then the other last true crime story, we have another sad one. Oh, Lord, I forgot to pull in both their pictures. I can do it this way. We have a young man named Deundray Cottrell. Let me see. Hold on. Let me pull in both their pictures. It's going to cover the whole screen, but I know I grabbed it. I just forgot to make it an overlay for us. Ooh, I got so much stuff here. I got to clear it. Oh, maybe I can do it this way. Might be easier to find it. Oh, I thought I had grabbed it. Maybe I got a screen. Well, maybe I didn't. I know I ain't crazy. I did grab it, but okay, I'm gonna pull it fresh so y'all can see both of them. But this is a young man who, well, I do have this picture of him. This young man, Deundray, was visiting his sister for the holiday, for the 4th of July holiday, and ended up turning up deceased. And he was a PhD student. And they're saying that they believe that he was unalived out of jealousy by his boyfriend. Let me screen share. So that's his boyfriend. The boyfriend's name is Julian. And so the story goes that they were at the sisters, and Deundray wanted to go check on his dogs because he was like, oh, the fireworks, you know, scares them. I'm going to go check on my dogs, etc. He goes to check on his dogs. He's in the same area as his boyfriend. Next thing you know, at some point later, the boyfriend tells the sister that her brother Deundray had jumped over the banister, over the balcony, and then started running off and jumping over fences, running through people's yards. And he didn't know what happened to him. He's now missing. The family then goes and starts looking for Deundray, and they're not having any luck. They ended up, they come back to the house. Julian, the boyfriend, is now sitting at the table, the kitchen table, and he is eating the food, the July 4th barbecue and baked beans and the special punch. He's sitting there eating, and he tells the sister, man, your food surely is good. What? The family is looking for Deundray, and he's sitting down at the table talking about how good the food is. She said that he was not panicking, had no emotions, et cetera, et cetera. She says he seemed so unbothered by the situation, and she was so uncomfortable with his behavior that she demanded that he had to leave and find somewhere else to stay. Fast forward, I'm gonna have to read this story because it's I hadn't. Fast forward, I think it was 2 days later. I thought this was. Hold on. Here we are. I'll just read this one. Says the sister of 31-year-old PhD student murdered unalived last week in Alabama believes her brother was unalived by his boyfriend out of jealousy and possessiveness. Says that Deundray of Atlanta went missing in Birmingham on July 4th while visiting family for the holidays with his boyfriend, Julian Taylor Morris, who is 31 years old. They both the same age. His body was found 2 days later in a shed close to the home of his sister, Angelica Harris. And the unaliving was ruled a homicide. No arrests have been made. The investigation was launched and Julian was named a person of interest. A search for Julian, who has ties to Texas, Miami, and New Jersey, is underway. And they said that her brother was in a throuple relationship with Julian and another man. They put the man's name. I don't know how. That's not really important, so I'm not going to say it. And they had been together for 14 years, according to his sister. Wow, 14 whole years? And Julian became Julian became a part of the throuple 3 years ago. All three of the men lived together and worked together. Interesting. I didn't know this part of the story. So I'll dig deeper. I'm definitely cover this more. But now Julian is on the run. Well, was, and some of y'all might have an update on this part. To my knowledge, last I checked on the story a little earlier today. No, that was yesterday, I think. Julian was on the run, and it was people on social media. Like, I just happened to see quite a few people who like knew of them, and they were posting various things on social media, trying to find the whereabouts of Julian. But was it yesterday? I think it was 2 days ago. Julian's, I don't know if I'm gonna find it for y'all quick enough. Julian's attorney posted a public notice. So he's now got an attorney. So I don't know if he's now being interrogated or not, but he ended up getting an attorney. Here it is. I found it. He ended up getting an attorney, and the attorney did a press release, and it says, regarding Julian Morris, to whom it may concern, Mr. Morris is a college-educated veteran whom has served his country faithfully as a Marine. Who gives a goddamn? I don't care about that. Says he has no prior misdemeanors or felony convictions. Despite the false narratives that are being promulgated about him in this situation, he loved Deundray Cottrell and is currently grieving the death of his loved one. Or is he grieving the loss of the leftovers from the great July 4th food that he was enjoying, and then the sister made him leave so he couldn't get no leftovers? Is that what he grieving? Because he wasn't grieving his boyfriend missing. Mr. Morris wants answers as well, and is awaiting those answers after a full and thorough investigation has been completed. Under the advice of counsel, he will not be giving any further statements at this time because he's guilty. Allegedly, I guess I got to say, I don't know, I wasn't there. Sounds a little crazy to me. But this is interesting. Now, I just found out with y'all that this was a throuple. That part I did not know. So yeah, Julian, I guess he's not technically on the run completely anymore, but I'm going to dig deeper for this, and I'll try to come back to this next week with a little more information. So Julian is no longer, I guess, on the run because he has an attorney. So maybe the authorities are aware of his whereabouts. But Julian, if you care so much about getting justice and figuring out what really happened to Deundray, you know, the best thing to do is to actually go and talk to the authorities. Go and talk to the detectives, the homicide detectives, and answer their questions so that we can hurry up and find out what happened to Deundray. Get justice for him. That's what we do. You done lured up already. What you luring up so quick for? What? What? Anyway, so these people, woo. Socks knob, this is why you stay single. Stuff like this. Right, he grieving the loss of the baked beans and salad, potato salad, exactly. He said, right. Yep. Oh, also thank you, Socks knob, for your donation. I greatly appreciate it. I saw it before we went live. And to anyone else who wants to support me or the channel, there's the information scrolling across the screen, the bottom of the screen, and it's greatly appreciated in advance. Right, he knows what went down. He was the last one to see him. You were the last one to see him. You say what his last known movements were, which was allegedly him jumping over a balcony. For what reason? Who knows? He went to go check on his dogs. He went to check on his dogs, but then he left them and abandoned them. Oh, and they did say, now I don't know if there's footage that's out there yet, but they did say that there is actual surveillance footage of him running through the backyards of the adjacent homes, hopping the fences. And they said, based on the video surveillance footage, it looks like he was running from someone, like he was scared and running, not like just for exercise, hopping over people's fences. He wasn't grieving, drinking the soda, right. He need his hairline pushed back. I was on Deundray's IG page, and I believe he's a model of some kind, and there's a bunch of pics of him and both the boyfriends. Yeah, I did hear about him being a model. I don't think it was, this article is longer, but again, my truth, this is my truth live stream, and my truth is I just don't have the energy today to deep dive like I normally would. Grieving no more good food. Y'all saying his eyes look evil. They look evil to y'all? They look intense for sure. I'll say that. Y'all say he look evil. Right, he knows. Oh, I clicked on one thing. They had an argument on the situation. So you're saying this is factual, Will, that they had an argument regarding that would make more sense. He went in there to check on his dogs. Julian, and this is all, you know, me talking off the top of my head, but could have went in there to check on his dogs. Julian laid there like, your boyfriend just called, or wait, where was you at? He's like, I was just talking to my sister. Nah, I bet you was sitting there talking to the other boyfriend, you know, all that. You love him more than me, you know, all that. Y'all say tick, tick, boom, boom, tick, tick, boom. Look, devoid of emotions. y'all getting all that from what? He could be trying to do it. Maybe he was modeling too. There is no life behind those eyes. Okay. A throuple equal trouble. Yeah, I don't get that. And to each his own, because I know we have a vast community here, and some of y'all get down like that. Y'all do the polyamorous stuff, and it, you know, to each his own. For me, it's a hard no. It's a very hard no. For one, I'm possessive, not in a like crazy stalker kind of thing. Like if y'all want to be with me, go about your business. But if you're with me, then I want you to be with me, and I'm going to be with you. If you want to have options to talk to other people and all that, that ain't gonna mess with me, because, yeah, in a way I'm jealous. Like I would be jealous. I know that. I'm very clear on that. Like I'm traditional in that way. If we're gonna be together, it's gonna be me and you. Also, I just feel like it adds to confusion. It's hard enough being in a relationship with one person, because y'all got to mesh y'all personalities, your life, your wants, your needs, your da-da-da. That's hard enough for us. Then I'm going to add another crazy person? Oh, hell no. That's too much. That's too much. Even open relationships. I know some people into that. To each his own. Not for me. Because, again, my fear is, like, because we choose each other. There's always something. The grass is always greener on the other side, or it appears to be till you get over there. Because trust me, I've done it. You get over there to the other side, you're like, this is some garbage. They spray painted this grass green. It looked greener, but it really wasn't. It was fake. It was spray paint. So, yeah, I don't do to me, I look at it like we can always find somebody who's more attractive or more entertaining to us, or gives us this 80-20, like they give us this 20% that you don't give, but you give 80%. Like you got to just choose who you choose and accept flaws and all and work through it. Don't think that you're going to just switch it up and it's going to always be so much better. Now, if they're abusive or they're an asshole, goodbye. Sometimes you can work with assholes. Sometimes, people can change or, learn, grow, mature, but yeah, I'm not one for those open relationships and stuff. Says I'm poly. And if it works, it works. For me, it would not work at all. Does it work? Saint Center? Okay, I love you all, but Jodeci about to take the stage. Oh, you at a Jodeci concert. I appreciate you giving us some time. Oh, you said right. I forgot it was something I asked you. I think about them arguing. So you saying it was true. Okay. I guess there was a lot of misinformation because I just looked at the video and he was just casually walking. Oh, could you point us to the video? Do you have a link or something? Or tell me where to get it? Because I hadn't seen it. I just heard about it. That's crazy then. Why people just be saying stuff? This is why I vet. That's why I told you I haven't done the deep dive on this. Right. Vellowship. No, I'm not a sharer. Also, I grew up as an only child, so I'm, there's that. Don't share my man. Right. It's stressful being a couple. I don't need another person to side eye. Yeah, all of that. And then what if you closer to the other person than the other? Like one is just maybe physical gratification, but then the other person got that and they, got the intellect and all that, and they funny to you, and then the other person being left out and they hooking up more than you hooking up with them. And I don't all of that. No, thank you. It's a complicated situation. Not sharing my husband. Right. Yeah, it's a no for me. I'll end up in jail. I'm not set up for that. Yeah, I know I'm not. Like, I've had some real long conversations with my friends about it, like us really. And they were trying to convince me because they thought you had the best of both worlds, and then you got multiple incomes in the house and this and that. And I was like, yeah, you making it sound good. But when I started throwing out objections to it, they was like, well, like you're kind of right about that. But like, where do y'all live? You gonna get all three people to agree to where to live? What if somebody want to do a career change? What if you the only one who wants to move to a, in the city or in the burbs, or you want to relocate to a different state? There are things I want to do in life that it's hard enough to find one person who can work with it, but then to try to find two, nah. It does work for me and my partners. That's good. I mean, I think it can work for some people. I know I would be the issue. And then is there a main, because that was part of the conversation I had with my friends. Is there a main person? Is there a person who is the nucleus? Because I said the only way I could possibly make it work, and it sounds very selfish, but this is just the truth, is if I was the nucleus and they operate around me. But I'm saying I don't want to do it, and I wouldn't. Because for me, let's say I'm traveling, I'm doing this or that, and then I come home and they getting it in, and I'm not a part of it. It's gonna make me feel like, what y'all just doing stuff without me? And I would want them not doing stuff if I'm not around. And that's really selfish. And I know that. That's why I don't want to be, don't want to even try to be in a throuple. I just need a vacation bay at this point. Or bays, like me and my friends, they're my vacation buddies for the most part. With one person is more than enough. Yeah, that's definitely how I feel. One person is more than enough. Sometimes one person is too much. Truth be told, sometimes it's too much. Some people are in open relationships and don't even know it. Creep, 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 creep. Yes, that part. That part. We ain't gonna go too deep. I ain't on Patreon. I'm gonna leave it alone. Nope, not sharing. Let me see. Let me do a poll. I ain't do no polls today. Let me see. I'm trying to think how I want to word it. Are you, let me do it this way. Would you consider, there we go. Would you consider an open relationship? I told y'all we just, this ain't no real show. Well, I should say this. This ain't no typical show. This is more like Patreon style. Giving y'all a little preview of what we had goes down on Patreon. So if you want to join, I just put the link in there. You can also click that link. Did I pin the link? I never pinned it. But you can also click the Linktree link, which will take you to all my platforms, and you can find the Patreon link there to take you there. Get signed up. The $5 tier brings you into this world. I was about to ask that, how does each person get equal time? Yeah, I know. Yeah, I got my own damn income. Right. I mean, you know, it's great having multiple incomes. You know, in addition, every little extra bit helps. My husband moved to another state with his girlfriend and her husband. Your husband moved to another state with his girlfriend and her husband. But you're in the throuple. So are you in a throuple with different people, or your husband and what's the dynamics of your throuple? Or are you a part of that? But that's more than a throuple. Quadruple? When you have a disagreement, it becomes double. Yeah, what about them double teaming you and stuff? Oh, see, it's all kind of, I have all kind of problems. Oh my God, I had to have 2 therapy sessions per week. Forget one. Poll question: would you consider an open relationship? 13% of you say yes. 87% of you say no. So it's kind of, you know, traditional for the most part, the majority. My second husband moved to be with me due to my job. Let me see. My husband moved to another. Now, is this your ex-husband? So when you say my husband moved to another state with his girlfriend and her husband, and then you say here, my second husband moved to be with me due to my job. We're gonna have to talk on Patreon. I ain't gonna put all your business out here on the public side. We're gonna talk on Patreon. Vel, I have the same thoughts. Yeah. I'm an Aries to my core. Vel, I just laughed at doing stuff without me. You damn straight. I've had a couple threesomes. That's about it. This ain't Patreon, so I ain't put none of that out there. My lips are sealed. Heck, I'm older. I can barely remember my name. With to everybody would be boo and bae. Too much dang work, right? At 43, I'm staying single because it's too much for me. Right. Not sharing my husband of 22 years with no one. Right. My first husband I call honey, and my second husband I call bae. So neither one are exes. Both of them are husbands. So it wasn't a typo. It wasn't an oversight on your part. Both of them are husbands. One of the husbands has moved with his girlfriend and her husband. Your other husband lives with you. Is that right? Do I have this right? That seems interesting. As like me just learning about it. I don't want no parts of it still though. In my under 40 days, I was drawn. Now one is enough, like you said. Yeah. It just takes too much energy. People, I don't know. People are energy, like take a lot of energy from me, period. So right, everything is definitely not for everybody. Vel done read that for right. I was trying to understand. I think I got it though. I think I got it. Right. Saint Center is saying, I haven't gotten to that on this side of the chat, but in the live chat, Saint Center said that's correct. So for those of y'all who were lost like I was, that's why I had to keep repeating it. Saint has 2 husbands. One of the husbands lives in a different state with his girlfriend and the girlfriend's husband. Her second husband lives with her. So they have more of a, what would look like the everyday kind of relationship. However, she got her other man. Her man is in another state with his girlfriend and her husband. So do y'all all commingle, or is it like you are the nucleus between your 2 husbands and you deal with the one husband who lives with you, but then also the husband who lives with the girlfriend and her husband? Or like, do y'all go travel there together, or they all come and y'all all hang out? You know what I'm saying? Y'all all hang out, or is it just you the one that hang out either here with your local husband, or you go hang out with your out-of-town husband and his people? This is interesting. Man, that's interesting. I would have never guessed it. We got to get the story on page. Yeah, that's what we say. Don't worry about it, Saint. We'll talk about it on Patreon. Don't worry about it, because then we can really talk, and I can share. We need my man. I need my man to myself. Yeah. This is interesting. It's interesting just to even know how y'all work it. Like, I'm so curious. I got so many thoughts and questions around it. We need a Patreon. Yeah, we could just really we could actually do Patreon after this. It ain't that late. So anyway, I'm gonna move on. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go over to Patreon. Last thing I was gonna share. I don't want to be on here long anyway. Oh, good. We just set it out. Look at God. What are we doing? Because I didn't want to do a long live. Poll question, because we're moving on, because we're about to go to Patreon and really talk. Copy. Oh, over here. Last, because some of y'all was expecting this, and I let y'all down. Y'all might have been expecting a Darius Crooks deep dive. Did I misspell that? I did. Sorry, y'all. Typo. Poll question is, do you think that Darius Crooks hip hop soul restaurant will be completed? The one he's working on in Bali. He says he's doing a he's breaking ground and all that good stuff. Do you think that it will open? So just a quick little update. He is in Bali currently. They did a groundbreaking ceremony. There's some of the pictures. I ain't pulling everything. He's over there. Oh, I did have some clips, didn't I? Can I pull in some? Oh, I'm sorry. I have to first do that conversation with Saint Center threw me all off. I forgot how I was going to transition. Sorry, I have a new transition. So we talk about Crooks, so we all get on the same page. Hold on.
Get set. 5, 6, 7, 8. Why you gotta lie so much? You must wake up and just make up stuff. Cause I just do not understand why. Every time you talk, you tell a quick lie. You and your lies gotta go. Because I'm tired of talking to Pinocchio. Then you had a nerve to look folks in the eyes, knowing that you telling them lies. You be telling them lies. I asked you about this. Did you lie about it? I asked you about that. Did you lie about it? Get them lies together, they all over the place. I bet if Jesus came back, you a lie to his face. Damn, Pinocchio. I guess you wanna see how far your nose can grow. I said Pinocchio. I guess you wanna trying to see how far your nose can grow. Now, woo! Let's go. Start telling all them lies. Number one, let's go. Because I don't believe nothing you say at this point. Because all you do is lie, lie, lie. Lie, lie, lie. Lie, 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 lie.
Okay. I got a cleaner version of the video. I'm working on a new trailer. We're going to have a new trailer eventually. But anyway, I wanted to transition properly to this topic. keep you aware of like what we're talking about. Lie, 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 lie. So Darius Crooks is in Bali. He's working on the hip hop soul restaurant. He has done some tours of the land where the restaurant is supposed to be built. Here's just some quick little clips, because again, it's not a full live. This is us. This is my truth. It's just I ain't have it in me. It's my truth. So let's just click. This is a quick little clip of him showing us the land. Well, y'all, I can give a damn.
That's the land.
Bam. So this is what we're over here. Okay, go pull up that little parking spot over there so I can get out and show them. This is it, y'all. I know it don't look like nothing yet, but let me show you when I get out. Okay, let me show you what it look like. Where we at? This is the future home of hip hop soul and where I'm going to be living. Now I'm right in front. Look at the traffic. I'm standing right in front. Okay? I'm standing right in front. Do you see this? Look at how many cars on a Sunday, how many people are going past on a Sunday. In both directions, y'all. See that? Okay, now, this is the land, okay? I know it don't look like nothing. It ain't supposed to, okay? This has grown more since the last time we was here. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, they got to clear out the land, but this is the land. Let me show you. So it goes from here all the way to the corner. Could we not have asked for a better spot? Look at the traffic, y'all. Look at the traffic. And this is the land right here. This is the land right here, okay? All right, look. All the way down here.
So that's Darius Crooks. I have way more footage on that. I just was rushing to pull stuff together, but well, to give y'all a little something. So we will talk about this more in depth. But Darius Crooks, I just heard him say something that he said where he will also live. So I think that must mean, and some of y'all, if y'all been paying attention, can let me know if that means that he is now talking about building a house and the restaurant on that land again. Because he's all over the place, because all he do is lie, 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 lie. So I don't know. Again, I got to catch up. I got to figure out what's happening. But the thing about Darius Crooks is that he tells on himself in the sense of, I keep telling y'all that part of this Bali grift, this new grift, is that he's literally running from America. Remember, committed crimes and frauds in Chicago. He was run out of Chicago. Committed frauds and crimes in New York. He was run out of New York. He ran to Atlanta. Committed crimes and frauds in Atlanta. He runs from Atlanta to Houston. Houston, the heat is on him on a national level now. And so now he's running out of the country. He like, I give up. I thought he was moving to Mexico because he kept going there. And he was saying how much he loved it, et cetera, et cetera. And then he takes one trip to Bali. So he's probably shopping for his next escape the whole time, and we probably just didn't know it. But he probably was shopping. That probably wasn't as by happenstance, now that I'm looking at it, as it appears the way that he presents it, I should say. It's probably not as happenstance. He probably was already researching all of the situations to figure out where can I run to next. And he saw that Russell Simmons had been there to avoid extradition for his crimes or alleged crimes. And he like, I could go there and avoid extradition. And so he goes there to check it out. He's like, this is beautiful. Now I'm going to create my next grift here. And then I got my diehard flying monkeys already in the States. They ain't going to go nowhere. They're going to pretty much stick around. So they'll still be supporting my crock pots and dildos while I come over here and grift a whole new community who don't know nothing about me. That's my theory on the whole thing. But this video that we're playing next proves that Darius Crooks is running. He's telling you he's running to Bali to escape consequences and escape the exposure that he gets here in the States. I don't know why he thinks that it won't follow him over there, because he has a U.S.-based following. He doesn't have a Balinesian following. So that means his social media is still in the U.S. People will still continue to expose him.
You can't send nobody to take me out. You can't. You can't. They can't call the police. The police chief owned the property. The government, the village leader, that's him in the video. He was there. And know my name. Hello, Darius. It's nothing you could do. Nothing. No, you can't call nobody. It's nothing you could do. You can't stop nothing. Nothing. Well, he's a scammer, okay? You can't stop it.
He's a scammer. Okay, well, you can't stop it. What person who is innocent says that? They accuse me of being a scammer. Okay, well, you can't stop it. If you weren't a scammer, you'd be like, but I'm not one. Oh my God, forget it. Forget it. Forget it.
Well, he's a scammer, okay? You can't stop it. That's it. That's it. And let me tell you, everybody want a piece of hip-hop soul. Everybody want a piece of hip-hop soul. Everybody. Everybody. All the drivers, and when you gonna open and when y'all gonna do this, everybody is excited. When y'all, how long, and oh, it's coming, and we heard the Black Chef, everybody. And you know, the location is very important. No, weed is not legal. You could Google that, FYI. The location is very important. So the location is 15.
So again, we just doing a little preview tonight. Just give you a little taste test of what's to come when we do our deep dive. AK is saying he's going to get in some mess there. That's the other piece for me. He thinks it's a flex that he is presumably successfully creating his new grift in a different country. For some reason, he thinks that he can't get exposed, and he's getting exposed now. He's in Bali today, as of this moment. He's still getting exposed, not just by me. I ain't even been on here. I ain't even been talking. He's still getting exposed. But like you said, he's still gonna get in some mess because it's his nature. He's a conflict magnet. He's a scammer. He's a grifter. He's going to do something over there. And so the way that I think about it, I'm cool with it, because chances are you're gonna go over there and do the same ish you did in the States and got away with, and they ain't finna play with you the same way. And you in a foreign country. I would love to see him in a Indonesian jail. See how he fares there. You'll probably like it. Time is ticking on him like Diddy. Yeah, absolutely. I know a lot of people who follow him feel like, but he ain't never been arrested, blah, 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 this and that. Well, he has, though. We talked about that. We talked about that. And hopefully, you know, I ain't gonna say nothing. But yeah, we've talked about that. He has a mugshot. He's definitely been arrested. He doesn't have Russell Simmons coins. Right, that's the other piece. Because this is a $300,000 that he's spending, and it's still gonna cost him more. So it's $315,000 he's up to now. Remember, he said $100,000 in the beginning. Now it's $315,000. He was talking about all kind of discounts he getting and getting them down on this price and getting them down on that price. What happens in construction when you do those sort of things is they start cutting corners. Trust me, I come from that world. I know what happens. You don't want to, when it comes to construction, you don't want to try to negotiate them down so much, because they're gonna be like, oh, okay, and then in their mind they're like, okay, well, I'm gonna take 2 or 3 crewmen off of here, so now that's gonna slow it down. Or they like, oh, okay, well, I'm gonna start getting builder grade everything for that. Or I'm gonna just be hiding stuff you don't know gonna be behind the walls. I ain't gonna worry about putting no insulation over there. That's the kind of stuff contractors do when you try to get them down on their price too much. He was going to buy one, but Tommy told him that it was cheaper to get land and build a house. Oh yeah, because first he was going to build the house and the restaurant. The house is going to be upstairs, etc. He showed plans on it. Then he said the price was too much once they started getting the quotes. So then he's like, and I was going to tear down the house in 2 years. This is like where she lie. So then she says it's too much. And on top of that, she's like, and it didn't make sense because the restaurant, we're going to expand it. And within 2 years, we was planning on tearing the house down anyway to make the restaurant bigger, to go further back. What? Who builds a house to tear it down in 2 years? A brand from the ground up house to tear it down in 2? Who plans to do that? I was like, that's a lie. Now she back to building the house she claimed she was going to tear down in 2 years. She just be saying stuff. It's ridiculous. And they eat it up. And they forget what she be saying. He's leaving the country for sure. Yeah, now he's definitely said that he's leaving the country. He went from saying he's going to spend about 30% of the time there, 70% here, to now he's saying he's going to spend about 80% of his time in Bali. That means he's going to sneak in and out of the States. Jersey City. Oh, yeah. He also ran from Jersey City. When I say New York, I really mean Jersey, because he didn't really operate in New York. He operated out of Jersey City. Y'all know when we not from the East Coast, we kind of treat y'all all the same. Yep, his house is supposed to be upstairs over the restaurant. So now he's back to that place. So that's where I got to catch up. Because the last I knew was this big announcement he made 2 months or so ago that the house wasn't going to be built anymore. It was going to get torn down. He was going to find land somewhere and build a house somewhere, because the restaurant is going to be so successful that it's going to need to be bigger, and they're just going to tear down his house anyway to make it bigger. Like, whatever. Girl, just be talking. Amina is saying, is there parking? Yes, if you look back at my older videos on this, I mean, just from like a couple months back, I actually showed the plans of the restaurant. There's parking in front. However, they mostly ride motorcycles there, so they don't require a lot of car parking like we do. But yes, there's parking in front of the restaurant. Diagonal parking is what he was showing. Oh, poll question I'm closing out. Do you think that Darius Crooks hip hop soul restaurant will be completed? 9% of you say yes. 91% of y'all say no. I have not. I'm struggling, y'all. I don't know if I'm here. Here's where I am. I don't doubt that he could pull it off as far as get it done, because he's done it before. He's never built anything from the ground up, but he will he's a crook. Hell or high water, he will make something happen. It'll be rinky-dink. It'll be generic as hell. He'll scam some people. He'll do, rob, steal, kill, all that to get it done. But what I know about him is that he will get it done if he's determined to, and it's not something truly blocking him. Now, if they scam him, that's a whole nother story. I'm not 100% sure that that's really what's happening. I'm kind of confused with Tommy's behavior, that Tommy might be buying into all of this. and might legitimately be helping him to build this restaurant. Now, is he gonna get over on Tommy? Absolutely. That's why we gotta go over to Patreon. Absolutely. He's gonna get over on Tommy. But will he wait until Tommy helps him get this restaurant built first? That's the question. So I'm not saying that I don't think it's gonna happen. I just know that if and when it does happen, it's still gonna be a problem because he's a horrible person and is not as good of a business person as people think he is. And I'm not sure that they're gonna put up with that in Bali. I just don't know enough about Bali to know their temperament. Will they let him be a scammer? Will they let him treat the employees and people like crap? Will Tommy put up with his shenanigans when Darius finally turns on him? When it becomes about money, because that's when he turns on people. All of that, I don't know. So Darius Crooks in the video I just played is talking about, he's the black chef. He's so successful. They're so excited to see him in Bali. They're already singing his praises, all this stuff. So much so that he posts this saying, oh, it's too small for me to read, saying, y'all see it? I ain't never coming back home now. I'm officially known here as the black chef. He's saying that in Bali, he's made such an impression in his 2 visits. He ain't cooked nobody no food but Tommy. Nobody ain't had no food but Tommy. And they done sat and dug a hole. And he's saying everybody in Bali is so impressed that they can't wait for him to come. And they've already coined him the black chef. Then he shows you. And him and Tommy went to the club. I think it was earlier this week, maybe. Yeah, it probably was earlier this week. They went to the club, and at the club, he's showing it. He got his phone. Well, him and Tommy got the phone showing it. Oh, see, they shouting me out in the clubs already up here. They know who I am. Here's a clip. It's no audio. That is the marquee best chef Darius Cooks. Best chef Darius Cooks. He ain't cooked nothing there for the people yet. How they know he the best? Huh? Ain't making no sense. And so everybody who posted this is saying, what the hell he talking about something? He ain't coming back, and they already know him as the black chef. Then one of the flying money. This Tammy Singleton Sosa is a bot. Those of y'all who follow, ain't this one of the bots? The Tammy, no, y'all can see it. It's just blocked on my screen. The Tammy Singleton Sosa, because I feel like this one of those, it is. That's the one that called me a bot. That's the he has burners and bots. We've talked about this before for those of you who don't know. So, oh my God, it's so ridiculous. All he do is lie. This one of his bots, or him, it's probably him, ain't no telling. But this thing told me, this Tammy Singleton Sosa, I knew the name seemed familiar, then it came to me. Under one of my comments in the Exposing Darius Crooks groups on Facebook, they said I was AI. That was when the mugshot came out, and I posted the mugshots and stuff like this ain't AI, because then I put the police reports, because they were saying it was all AI and we made up the mugshot. So then I put the police report out, and under that they called me, you probably a AI bot too. I was like, I have a freaking YouTube channel. Like I'm on TV. I'm on some of y'all's TV right now. Like I'm real. I still remember. I was like, you sound real crazy calling IAmVellB an AI. What? Anyway, so people were in the groups on Twitter. Exposure is good for the soul. Was archiving this stuff. I gotta play the video one more time for y'all. No, I'm gonna wait. So they did some investigation. I only got one piece of it right here though. They did some investigation, and they ended up somebody DM'd Because he act like can't nobody get to nothing in Bali. Somebody DM'd the club that they were at and asked, how do I get my name to scroll across the screen? Like, can we pay for this? Like, or is this just something y'all do? They was like, and I don't have a message here. I have it, but I don't have it to show y'all. But they basically said, yes, you can pay for it when you get here. You don't have to reserve it in advance. You basically just come. I forgot how much you pay. You pay a certain dollar amount, and they display whatever you want them to display. So they paid for it, for those of y'all in the back of the room who don't understand what we're saying. Even further proof that they posted on Facebook, it's also advertised. VIP A, because they were in like some private section. It's 12 people preferred. You got to be 18 plus. It's premium seating area, personal butler, Wi-Fi access, mini cake for a birthday, ID needed for validation. And then free one-time LED wording. Free one-time LED wording. What she say here? What she say here?
Pop soul. Everybody want a piece of hip hop soul. Everybody. Everybody. All the drivers, and when you gonna open and when y'all gonna do this, everybody.
Everybody, so much so that at the club, they scrolling across the LED screen, Deaf Chef Darius Crooks. I'm known as the Black Chef of Bali. Girl, you paid for the VIP section that gave you one-time free LED wording, and Tommy obviously wrote that because it's not the best American English. Tommy wrote that. Tommy put that up there for you. He actually did say that Tommy paid for all this anyway. Tommy did that. Best Chef Darius Crooks. It's so ridiculous. So ridiculous. So these are the kind of shenanigans that she's still up to as she digs her hole deeper. She dig her la hole deeper. She's so ridiculous. So ridiculous. So anyway, she did her groundbreaking. We'll get in depth. Again, I'll do a deep dive. I got to do right by y'all, but it's the best I have for y'all. This is my truth. My truth. Instead of not coming on because all my stuff wasn't together, I said, I've been talking to Patreon. I've been telling them I need to try to get more comfortable on the YouTube public side, doing what I do with them, because I don't prepare nothing. I just go over there and we talk and we hang out and we be on there for 3 to 5 hours easily. So I need to start doing that more over here so that I don't, be missing for weeks at a time just because I don't feel like putting all this stuff together. But anyway, so that's Darius Crooks and his work husband, Tommy, during their ceremony. Nah. I'm so silly. But anyway, that was their groundbreaking ceremony. Also could be, I don't know how to get married in Indonesia. Looks like a commitment ceremony to me, but whatever. Whatever. With that, let me do a couple comments and then we're getting out of here. We're going to go over to Patreon. So those of you who are on Patreon, I'm going to put the link in our Patreon thread and also in our Patreon Telegram group. And I'm going to do that literally as soon as we get off, and we'll go on for an hour or so. And I hope Saint Center you can join because I have so many more questions for him. Well, I pray you're not busy tonight. Weed is illegal in Bali, and he is addicted to weed. Yeah, and he like covertly, he still blatantly does it. Yeah, people are having that conversation. I don't know what's gonna happen with that, to be honest. But yes, it is illegal there, and he does do marijuana. He does edibles though. Just wait, Tommy is going to milk him for all he can. I mean, I'm not where I am with this, y'all, is I'm open to whatever. And honestly, I'm hoping y'all right. And y'all probably clearly seeing it in a way that I'm not, because I keep trying to give benefit of doubt to it or something. Because the majority of y'all have been rolling like this since the beginning. And so I'm just saying, I'm not saying y'all wrong. I'm just saying I don't know. And so I'm just kind of reserved. I don't want nobody later on down the line saying, Vail said it wasn't going to happen. Because I'm like, I really can't say that. I cannot say that. I can say that it's going to hit the fan while he in Bali. That I can say for a fact. Something going to go down in Bali. For sure. He probably going to get chased out of there if he make it out. He can always be caught on American soil. Yeah, I mean, he'll be coming back and forth. So it's just America is slow with all of this stuff. I mean, it's not like nothing's happened. Trust me. It's not like nothing's happening. Using newspaper, right? That's how the contractors will use newspaper as insulation. Y'all don't know how many houses I gutted over the years when I was in construction, where I would literally find newspaper and stuff like that in the walls. Yes, people definitely would do that, contractors. Oh, the other thing that was brought up was this letter. Because I know everybody, Darius Crooks is a pathological liar. I will 1,000,000% agree with that. He is. And a sociopath and a narcissist and all of that. Absolutely. However, sometimes, like I tell y'all, sometimes there's a bit of the truth with him. It's just wrapped in a big old lie most of the time. However, there are truths there. And sometimes people want to point out every single thing and make it a lie. Somebody was pointing out, I saw in one of the groups, talking about this ladder in this picture, in that hole he digging for himself, and saying that that's not a legitimate construction company because look at that ladder that they got. I was like, they obviously, the person who's making this comment, obviously ain't worked in construction. Because when I worked in construction, I was an apprentice and everything, we did make our own ladders on some of the job sites, depending on what we were doing. We made our own ladders. Now, would it look quite that rickety? Not quite. But yeah, it's not unusual on a construction site for you to make, make stuff like this, makeshift stairs that are temporary, or in the case of something like this, a makeshift ladder. It's not unusual at all. Bali has gangs and they run political parties. They don't play. Yeah, and that's the thing with Bali. Remember when I did the crime statistics on Bali, it was saying that they definitely that corruption was like their biggest, the biggest crime there. He acts like, everything's perfect and everybody there is great. So yeah, I don't know. It's sad because he's very uneducated businessman and has no idea what he's getting into. That's how I feel. I'm glad you said that, because I was trying to think of my next thought and I forgot it. That's the other thing, because he's still insisting as of I just heard him today, still saying that there is no permits. There is no regulation whatsoever when it comes to building and running a restaurant in Bali. And I'm still struggling with it. Again, I haven't dug into it myself. I know others have, and they've pulled up that there are government entities who you have to get licenses and stuff from, but he claims that you do not. He is still saying that, and they are officially, having ceremonies and breaking ground. So again, I don't know. I'm not educated enough. She'll get it done. It just will not last. That's kind of how I feel apologetic me. That's kind of how I feel. Like there's a possibility that unless this is a scam completely and they get this restaurant built and they take it from him kind of thing. Yeah. If he builds it, it will belong to Tommy. If he builds it, he will abandon it. Now, I could see him abandoning it for sure. He's abandoned every other business. Remember, I told y'all he flat out walked away from the Cupcake Gallery in Chicago. He abandoned that. He abandoned his Carolina Pound Cake Trap Bakery in Atlanta. Just walked away from it. I feel like it's another one too. That's off. The restaurants. The restaurants. Walked away from Soul Crab Atlanta. Walked away from Soul Crab Chicago. Walked away from Greens and Gravy. Walked away from them. Left it up to the vendors to try to get to their stuff and, the equipment and all that. Just walked away. Of course, we know he also walked away from not paying his employees. Hell, walked away from the kitchen comeback at Chantel's Justin Till. Walked away with the wait staff's tips. She's known for walking away. Definitely. You got that a nail on the head. Some of y'all pay attention. I love it. He's bored and he's going to waste those people money and blame it on the natives. Yeah. It's just the funny, you know, like how he's lying about this whole thing. No, I got to go between screens to pull this stuff down. He's sitting here lying as if this is something that the people of Bali did when they straight up paid to have that scrolling across the screen. It's just ridiculous, the level of lying and posing that he does. But he's done that to even get to the place that he is. The reason why y'all even know of a Darius Crooks is because he did a lot of these manipulative social media tactics years ago before people were on it and understood it. And that's what got him a name for himself. And then people eventually found out he was a fraud. But he's still using them today because there's a lot of people who don't pay attention to stuff like this. They not in the group to know, the exposing groups, to know that Darius Crooks, in fact, did lie. Just in case somebody joined the late thing, I'm making up something. Did lie, and they paid for a VIP section that gave them the option of being able to have something scrolling across the screen. If you looked, it was like right before somebody else had something going across. You know, you can do happy birthday and all kind of. That's what it's for. But he's sitting there lying to the people. Lie. I mean, we talk about this forever. How am I forgetting? I'm forgetting how to pull everything down. Okay, I'm doing a couple more. Let me see. Right, Ananda says, who's zooming who in Bali? Chef D Negro. One of the black jobs Trump was talking about, right? Don't he know that that's not a term of endearment? Yeah, I haven't seen the same thing. Yeah. I'm with you, friend. I'm with you. He said that they don't have OSHA or health inspectors for food. He also said they have to pay some guy over that is over the streets there to get stuff done. AKA bribery, AKA corruption, AKA the highest crime that is committed in Bali that we read about in the crime statistics. That there tells you, I hope that's in one of them clips that I've been sent by my investigator. Some of y'all get that joke. Let me get off. It's time to go. All right, y'all. It's time to go to Patreon. All right. If you're interested, you can join me on Patreon at patreon.com, IAmVellB. And yeah, with that, I thank all of you for joining me. Thank you to my moderators on the front end. And thank you to Sock Snob again for your Cash App and anyone else who has donated to the stream. I greatly appreciate your support. And with that, I will see all of you on next week. We'll be back with more great content, fun, laughs, all that good stuff. For the rest of y'all, I will see y'all on Patreon. I'll be putting a link in our Telegram group and in our Patreon thread in like less than 5 minutes. So I'll see y'all in a minute. Peace.
With my eyes closed, it's too easy. It's too easy. I can do this with my eyes closed. It's too easy. Too easy. It's too easy. I've been there, done it, seen it. I saw that. Boy, all that like Keenan. I did that. Still got crack, they fiendin'. Flow still hot like Phoenix. Shine so bright, I'm gleaming. this off top, I'm tweaking. Fresh out the rat like Neiman. And I'm still tryna fight my demons. Cause we all gotta act like Tina. That's why I gotta ride with the Nina. Outside, it's a war going on. Maybe put my hands on my head like the Macarena. They want you walking on board like Kima. And give a F to you like John Cena. Putting blood on the brand new Beamer. Tryna earn they stripes like Adidas. You get cold when you ride with the heater. It'll turn you to a dog like a Keto. And expose to a cat like a cheetah. They smoke my partner like reefer. Dímelo porque o no entiendo. Mi gente must really need Jesus. They shed real blood. I never seen the crypt and I believe it. It's too easy. Too easy. I can do this with my eyes closed. It's too easy. It's too easy. I can do this with my eyes closed. It's too easy. It's too easy. I can do this with my eyes closed. It's too easy. It's too easy. It's too easy. I've been there, done it, seen it. Y'all just talk, don't live it. And just took that route, that seen it. I'm so outspoken like Reason. Jimmy Neutron, boy, Young G's. And I'm a self-made man.